Hey, what is up out there, streamers? Got a great video for you today. Hey, you want to make that Xbox work with the RODECaster? I have the exclusive video for Patreon members. And this works whether you are a dual or single PC setup. If you're dual PC, right, you would think, we'll just take the Xbox and we'll plug it right into that extra USB connection we got there. Instead of a PC, it's an Xbox. It's made by Microsoft. It has to be a PC, right? So it should work.
No!
Wrong. Rode has yet to add console support to their USB ports. So reach out to Rode.com. The more people bug them, the better chance we get of getting that as an added feature to the RODECaster. Until then, we got to jump through a couple of hoops. But it does work, and we're not going to use any analog cables. This is completely digital, and it doesn't matter whether you got your controller wireless or plugged in USB to the Xbox. The solution is fantastic. All right, that being said, how do we make this work? You know I love diagrams, right? Let's pull up our handy-dandy diagram. We start with our base configuration, whether it's a RODECaster Pro 2 or Duo, doesn't matter. And to make this work, we just want... Hey, streamers and podcasters, it's Ashy, the RODECaster Wizard, and I have helped hundreds of you conquer your RODECaster and OBS setup challenges over the past 2 years. Now look, my free YouTube and Patreon videos cover the basics of RODECaster and OBS for streaming and recording. In many cases, it will be all you need. But for advanced configurations like multi-track setups, console connections, wireless headsets, and custom integrations, you're going to want my exclusive Patreon tutorials. I used to share advanced tips on YouTube, but moving them to Patreon lets me create more in-depth content faster and without YouTube's constraints. Plus, Patreon members get priority access to my Discord for troubleshooting and personalized help. If you get into a bind, you'll be right at the front of the RODECaster Wizard's queue. First, let's get our Xbox audio configured, which is pretty straightforward. And then we're going to go into Call of Duty, and we're going to set that because that allows us to set a specific device for our voice chat. And we need to make sure that that is set to... I also just want to show you my RODECaster. Again, this is a pretty standard configuration. My microphone's on one. Fader A is my monitoring mix for OBS, so that's muted all the time unless I want to monitor it. Obviously, we have our music fader, B for browser audio. There's the game fader, which is going to bring our Xbox audio in. Here's USB 2, which currently has my PC, has my game PC on it. So you can actually run your game PC as well as your Xbox at the same time here, which is, pretty cool. You don't need an extra connection for the Xbox. That's muted right now. We don't need to hear that right now. And then, of course, here's Discord chat coming in. Here's USB 1 system. And then here's, a stereo pair on 3 and 4 that I use for another, laptop to get audio out of it. So RODECaster Pro 2, very flexible. If you're running the Duo, you have fewer faders. So all you just need to make sure is that you have an extra fader for the game audio to come in, okay? And then let me just show you my OBS audio configuration real quick here. I only have 3 audio sources. Here's the music virtual device, which again, you want this if you are doing Twitch VOD. If you're not doing Twitch VOD, you don't need it. You can just run everything through the main mix, which I have here, main mix, and then my mic coming in here. So 3 audio sources. If we look at what that looks like in the setup, and I don't add those as separate sources. I just add those in the global audio devices. So system, desktop audio, music, RODECaster Pro 2 chat, RODECaster Pro 2 main multi-track. If you're using a Duo, it says RODECaster Duo chat, RODECaster Duo main multi-track, okay? And then how I configure those from an output perspective, for recording, I don't record track 1. I record my 3 sources on 3 different tracks so I can edit those in post. So track 1 is everything we have, music, main mix, our mic. That's going out to the stream on track 1. Track 2 is just the mic. Track 3 is the mix. Track 4 is music. So that's how I set up my auto. Very basic, very simple config, very easy to manage. Not a whole bunch of different sources out here to try to, adjust volume levels and send different tracks to stream. I understand you might have needs to do that. I don't do that. I find it much easier just to mix everything through the RODECaster. If I don't need it on a separate track, I don't put it on a separate track. And I don't recall if I mentioned this already, but the RODECaster, we don't really need any changes on the RODECaster other than making sure on our RODECaster, we go to device configuration, output, routing, USB 1, and as long as we're capturing what's coming in from the Xbox. And that's it for the RODECaster. So for Windows 11, we're just going to right-click on the speaker icon, go to sound settings, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom here. We're going to go to more sound settings, And we go to recording. So now when I test the mic, you should see, obviously you'll see my voice coming in over the mic. And then when I test it, you should hear me once in the mic and then hear it come back through the game audio, through the game fader. All right? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 2 3 4. Check 2 3 4. Check 5 6 7. Check 5 6 7. And ladies and gentlemen, you're done. Your Xbox is now virtually connected to your RODECaster. So join me on Patreon and Discord today to level up your streaming and podcasting game with advanced RODECaster tutorials, exclusive content, and a community of creators just like you. In time, you too can master the RODECaster with the RODECaster Wizard. Subscribe now at patreon.com/ashy941. Let's make your streams and podcasts legendary.